Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Thank you for your support of this channel, of my podcast. In the comments section, the donations, gifts that you send, thank you. They are all received and all appreciated. Okay, let's get started today. If you remember back to the Fox Dominion settlement, when I saw it being settled, and also said at the time there's internal matters that we don't know anything about at this time that is influencing the decision. I think it was one of many reasons. I have seen clairvoyantly that Rupert Murdoch himself signed from his desk, wherever he's living, signed the order himself to sack Tucker Carlson. Now, the Abby Grossberg emails and communications, there's audio tapes, they have been subpoenaed or been handed over subpoenaed to Jack Smith and his special counsel investigation of January the 6th and other matters. It is quite serious that Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, talks about establishing, at that time when the courts repeatedly said there was no fraud, when Trump's own cybersecurity and Attorney General said that this was a clean election, that it wasn't stolen. Cruz himself is caught on tape saying, no, look, there's just not the evidence there, and then turns around in the next breath when he knew that wasn't working, talking about a special commission to decide the 2020 election. So these things are part of the overarching investigation of Jack Smith. At the time, I thought that there would be people in Congress that would be caught up in this investigation, and I want to take an update of that today, take another look at that. I also said that there'd be no way Trump could hold back Pence's testimony. So we're in the US at the moment, for my viewers, and that Pence would ultimately testify before the grand jury. He's done that. I think it was a very lengthy, all-day type of testimony. I'm going to see if that will make a difference. He is the former vice president, and whether you like him or loathe him, he nevertheless held that office, and so that's a powerful testimony. Tucker Carlson, where to now? I read in Patreon yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or the day before, that I thought Tucker would come out with his own show, a la Joe Rogan, and I remain convinced that's probably what he's going to do. However, I'm pretty sure he's going to put a limiter on his mouth, because he's facing these lawsuits now and could face even more. Fox also needs to run a very careful line, because if they knew, for example, and I don't know that they did, we pose questions here, that these coordinated efforts to overturn the 2020 election, and that they're later down the track, that's found to be criminal, what Trump and his allies were doing, and Fox knew about it and didn't alert anyone to it, in fact said that the election was stolen. That puts them in a tricky position as well. But let's get started. And Disney versus DeSantis. DeSantis is overseas trying to look presidential wearing a blue tie. I always laugh when the reddest of the red Republicans, the reddest of the MAGAs, suddenly turn up in blue, as if that somehow says that we act for Democrats and independents as well. Remember, DeSantis got very, very bad cards when I asked if he was going to be a presidential candidate. I don't think he's going anywhere fast. All right, let's get going. All right, is Jack Smith, the special counsel investigating any members of Congress, whether they be in the Senate or the House, is Jack Smith, the special counsel, investigating anyone in the Congress, in the Senate, or for their role in January the 6th. He has access to conversations that have been held. I think he's already got that around January the 6th before it happened. Now, we've got the Hermit card: isolation, introspection, secrecy, and review. Really, it's being kept under very, very tight wraps, but we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so there's fundraising off the big lie here for some members of Congress as well that he might be looking into. There's money, again, following the money trail. If he's looking at wire fraud, fundraising off a big lie, which we know it was a big lie, and funding, raising campaign funds off a big lie, well, that's fraudulent, isn't it? So, or it could be fraudulent, allegedly fraudulent. So, I think that might be where he's going. 10 of Pentacles, it is about the money. Conversations, this is widespread, and the tentacles go out a long way. This isn't just the members of Congress, it's their donors, their big donors as well. This is the Republican, this is the sections of the Republican Party. It's not just members of Congress, it's others as well. So we have the Six of Swords in the past, moving out of troubled waters. Well, that would fit. We're getting accountability now and disclosure, and that's very important because that is leading all of us to a stronger position, not a weaker position. The accountability must happen. The truth must emerge. Now we have here the Fool, new starts. That's in the sky. The Wheel of Fortune. So we have that in the immediate future. That this is change. Is he investigating? I think he's got good evidence here. Now, in the here and now, we have loss, walking away from what no longer serves us. In case the light hasn't gone on yet, the Republicans are on the receiving end of a lot of accountability. 10 of Swords. That's the environment now. And I asked for my higher self to come forward in this reading, to bring forward that kind of perspective. That's the here and now, the present. There's a loss, and then things are being, old cycles are coming to an end. Now we have the Ace of Cups in the hopes and fears. This is new starts. And we have the Four of Cups. So 3 cups have been lost and 1 cup is remaining. So what is that cup? Yeah, the Magician, manifestation, clarified by the Magician. So let's see if we can put, toxicity, devil, chain to greed, avarice. And then we get the Hope card. So I'm going to say yes, he is. But these cards are speaking to me in a language of this has to happen. The process needs to go through. It sometimes thinks like it sometimes appears like this won't be sorted out, like the bad guys, I'm just going to say it like that, that the devil, evil, not evil, but that kind of energy might triumph. But then we get the Hope card. And the Hope card keeps coming up. And when it comes up, for me, and you know how I feel about hope, it's the light that shines in the darkness. This Hope card came up in the Trump years. And that's why I was so sure that Biden would win the 2020 election. And that's why I could call it with that kind of certainty that I did. The Star card is appearing more and more in my readings right now. So I want to say that this will be cleaned up. That the work that Jack Smith is doing now to emerge with the emergence of these secrets, the High Priestess and the Chariot, is what is going to strengthen the US democracy, and woe betide other countries that try the same thing. Because this is all about people power. This is all about the voters putting in a democratic president after January the 6th. This is all about the Democrats who don't do the things that Republicans do. They voted to raise the debt ceiling every time during the Trump years when they held the House. They wouldn't consider holding the country to ransom. So there is a widening gap between the rule breakers and alleged lawbreakers and those that do the responsible thing, that still have that foundation of democracy and law. And this is why Biden is going to bring this message forward. That's his main campaign message. If you elect these people at this time in this lawless type of grifting cycle, then if they get power, that's going to be a dangerous thing. And all the while that he's saying that, you're seeing the proof of it. Oh dear. So tell me that up is down and down is up. You cannot, because the proof is there. That's January the 6th. All right, and that's for the Republican Party. So I think he is looking into part of this widespread, it's kind of like a RICO thing that Fani Willis is looking at as well. This is where the web is. I think at the end of the day, there'll be a layered type of charges that will cover multiple areas around January the 6th, from wire fraud through to insurrection, through to the fake electors. It's a huge investigation. Now, Pence, as I said, was always going to testify. So I think he also wanted to have this outward look that he didn't want to. But I think politically, Pence wanted to testify for his own political future. Of course, it's, we know who Mike Pence is. All right, Pence's testimony in the grand jury is it one of the key planks that will ensnare Donald Trump in January the 6th attempted coup plot. Is Pence's testimony one of the key foundations that will... I'm seeing someone descending the stairs. Well, what is this? It's like a... Gosh, there's a High Court judge here. I saw that clairvoyant image. There's a High Court judge, and we know who that is, but we would... Okay, so when I said that I got the image of a High Court judge resigning, standing down, descending the stairs. All right, so let's have it back to Mike Pence. Not that may not be connected with Pence's testimony, but anyway, I give you what I see. Okay, will Pence's testimony be one of the key foundational planks that convicts the Emperor, the King? Can't get any clearer than that, can it? We get the Ace of Swords and the Empress card here too. That's Russia. What's going on here? The truth about Russia. Well, these cards are pretty clear. They're all yes. Justice is at the foundation. The past is in the past. What happened in the past. And we have the Ten of Cups. And of course, I'm thinking here that then Pence may be asked about Trump's overseas relationships in some way. I don't know. It just came up. Russia's in this reading. Ten of Cups, the voter. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, these are really, really positive cards. Pence's testimony is going to be one of the key things that also around the money. There's money raising here as well. There's conversations. So Jack Smith got Pence in. He's not just asking him about January the 6th. He's asking him about conversations about Trump knowing this was the big lie. This was a lie, knowing that there wasn't that evidence. They had that commission, that research. This is why his testimony was so long, because he's also Jack Smith is also going for this wire fraud stuff. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Politicians fundraising, taking people's money that may. Sorry, I'll just get rid of this message off my phone. My husband's telling me to look at the horse, but I can't at the moment. Out the window. Ace of Cups comes through again in the hopes and fears. That's really, really lovely. It's like an emotional reset. It's a purging. In fact, this is what is happening in the US at the moment. There you have it, the outcome card. Absolutely, yes. Loans and debt. Who is in whose pocket? Who's... Pence is... Wow. Foreign. There's definitely a foreign aspect to this as well. Yes. Pence's testimony is key. Base of the pack, we get the Seven of Wands, defending oneself, legal. Then we get heartbreak and betrayal, and we get the Chariot. Things coming forward very quickly. Pence's testimony, I'm going to put it out here. You know I go out on limbs. But I'm going to tell you that I think Pence's testimony was one of the final planks, the key plank in Smith's case against Trump. And in some way, there will be a charge brought forward as a result of Pence's testimony. And it could be that it comes sooner rather than later. Now, I think in my 4 months reading on indictments on Trump a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I said charges May, June, July will come within those 3 months. So I don't know if Jack Smith or Fannie Willis or indictments, more indictments, aside from the Manhattan DAs. Okay, all right, so let's go to Tucker Carlson. What's in that horrendous tweet? Of course, Murdoch wants his scapegoat as well. I don't know who was overseeing these conglomerates within Fox, which manager was, executive management was overseeing this kind of seedy environment in the Tucker Carlson show. From what the picture that's being painted by the Abby Grossberg stuff. But anyway, let's have a look. What was in this tweet? Remembering this is for entertainment purposes only. What was so bad that was in this tweet? Anti-Semitism was in there. I'm seeing that quite clearly. What was in this tweet that was so bad? There's some sort of evidence in there. It's bad. The Strength card comes out. And the Two of Wands, it will come out in time. What was in there? The Ace of Wands. Oh dear. Oh dear. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, Carlson may have had four, or someone within his team may have had forewarning of the plan to overturn the election. The Hermit card, it could even be under investigation, which is why Abby Grossberg's stuff went to Jack Smith. Six of Swords. moving out of troubled waters. Again, accountability has to be there for what Fox has been accused of doing to American politics and society. So we get the Three of Wands and the Nine of Swords. There's a great deal of anxiety over this, whatever it was. The Queen of Cups, there's also women. But I keep getting the cat is out of the bag with Fox. And I've been saying that every time she comes up. She's a beautiful person, this Queen of Cups. She brings, whether it's E. Jean Carroll, whether it's Letitia James, whether it's Abby Grossberg, whether it's the girl that testified in the January 6th committee, whether it's, if you're on the other side of politics, Liz Cheney standing up to Trump, I know. But there you have it. She does bring forward with great bravery the information that needs to be brought out. Eight of Pentacles, work, skill, hopes and fears, money. Six of Wands, victory. I think it has to do with January the 6th as well. There's a whole lot of stuff there they don't want to come out. Ten of Wands, a whole lot of stuff. And we have defending oneself. I think that it won't be long before Fox, indeed even Tucker Carlson, has to appear before Jack Smith and the grand jury over what Grossberg is bringing out. It's unreal, isn't it? Absolutely unreal. But there you have it. We were living this in real time. We were reading about it multiple times a week, and it's now all coming to pass, and that's a good thing. Okay, Disney versus DeSantis, that's where I'll finish on. Leave Disney alone. I don't know about you, but I've had a lifetime of joy watching Disney shows. And DeSantis, I find him not politically savvy at all. If 64% don't want Trump nor Trumpian politics, how does he think that extremist MAGA stuff is going to work on a federal electorate? But anyway, maybe that's why he's wearing the blue tie today overseas. Fool me once. What is that saying? Fool me once, fool me twice, but you can't fool me in the longer term. Okay, Disney and DeSantis. I think he might be a little bit frightened. Disney is a powerful force. It's an icon. It's a unit. It's like a symbol. Walt Disney's empire, like what they've been doing, the length of time that it's a symbol. It has esoteric energy, Disney, and DeSantis is taking all of that on. Okay, Disney versus DeSantis. What's going to happen? Okay, does Disney is the Disney legal suit? Are Disney going to win? Are Disney going to win against Ron DeSantis in this suit? Is Disney going to win in this suit against DeSantis? I know who has the most ammunition. Ooh, we have death. That's interesting. And the Eight of Wands, that's what I saw. Somebody with lots of stuff. DeSantis got terrible cards, remember? Two of Pentacles. He's taken on too much. This is what this is saying. Let's keep going. The Emperor's in the past. Okay, he became the Emperor. The little Hitler. The little Mussolini. Power. What power does to people is predictable. They become like the king, like the emperor. They think that they're invincible. But there's something here, the moon card, that DeSantis has done that's illegal, allegedly illegal, entertainment purposes only. There's something that DeSantis has done that's going to come out. So we get the Nine of Pentacles, independence. His bid to bring state control over a private company in the way that he has. There's something here that's I don't think he's going to win. So it looks like that whatever DeSantis is doing is going to be paused for the moment. The Magician, manifestation, can also be manipulation. Disney has accused him of weaponizing the state government's power. Florida's government power, weaponizing it against a private corporation. The voter is not on board with DeSantis' war against Disney. It's undermining. He's a little bit... This is somebody, it's like the proverbial guts. They bite off more than they can chew. And I think that's what's happened with DeSantis. So we get loss here. But we've got the Queen of Swords clarifying that. Let's keep going, and in inevitability that logic will prevail. So Disney's saying that it's causing them. Disney could say that it's causing us a loss of revenue. That the government's actions in around, almost like this. It's not defamation, but it's injuring their reputation. And the Seven of Pentacles, another plan, and endings and beginnings. Okay, I'm going to draw some clarifiers here. This is an interesting spread. Logic, it's what the outcome is. It's inevitability that logic will prevail. But there's something else that comes to the surface around a loss of money. I know these things will make sense a bit later on down the track. Show me this five of Pentacles. There's a loss of money here. It's interesting. Show me this Five of Pentacles. Is this does Disney win? Does Disney win? Logic. Who's it come up against? If it's a female judge, that'll be interesting. So the judgment is that this plan to put... Okay, there's a lot of anxiety here at this moment, and we get justice. Okay, DeSantis' plan to install people on Disney's board of governors or whatever it is going to be found not to be legal. Disney has a right to its independence away from the governor. And here she is again. So there's some, I was going to say, ancient precedents, ancient law that governs with Disney. And logic will prevail. That what this is telling me is the Queen of Swords comes up around showing that Disney's has its right to be independent. And I think DeSantis is worried. Eight of Chalices, there's a loss here again in the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. And the Death card again. So I think that this reading's telling me that DeSantis' battle with Disney might be over. Because Disney literally is got a swag of lawsuits on the way. And there's something that DeSantis has done that comes to the surface that is actually unlawful. Allegedly unlawful. Okay, that's it for today. Over the weekend, I'll release my Healing Gardens video around the goldfields, the massacre of Chinese in 1861, and how that was addressed by a small town in New South Wales to establish with the Chinese government a healing garden. So it's an example of what racism of the 1860s toward Chinese miners, and how there's been a healing and a coming together and a finding of common ground. So that's a big one. at this time. So I'm going to release it on the weekend. I got massive loads of paranormal type of, activity at the healing gardens with the rods that I was using. But I'll leave you to make a judge of that. I also want to tell you that my gimbal broke just before I went into the goldfields, and I was holding the camera with my hand, so normally things would be a little bit more stable. But anyway, it only lasts for a short time. Oh, what am I saying? I'm going to go now and start my weekend. Bye for now.